Operation Midway Blitz is a go in Chicago, targeting the South Side. ICE has deployed. They are arresting illegal immigrants, targeting these homes and businesses and saying, criminals, illegal immigrants, you gotta go. And I'm gonna put it like this. I am from Midway. So when they announced it was called Midway Blitz, I was like, let's go. And I went to one of my homies and I was like, that's what we say in Chicago. We say homies. And I said, hey, bro, check it out. Operation Midway Blitz. And he was like, hell yeah. It's from Midway. We're from here. It's so nuts. They put out this narrative about how we don't want it. It's the craziest thing. Bro, we don't want to live in crime. We don't want to live this way, dude. We make jokes all the time about our neighborhood and the bullet. I don't know what you call it, the crater, the bullet crater in the bulletproof glass. Like, so when you have bulletproof glass and you shoot it, it splinters and there's a mark. The bullet doesn't go through, of course. And like, we make jokes about that's what it's like living there. So when we hear, they're sending in law enforcement, we're like, it's about time. In fact, I interviewed this woman, Christian Maxwell. She's running for Congress in CD1, which is more the straight South Side. We are Southwest. So she's not our district. And she was like, the attitude here is that even if they send in law enforcement, they're going to ignore us. They always ignore the South Side. Yeah, they ignore the South and the West Side because cops don't want to get shot. But now it is on. And my friends are like, let's get it. Check this out. From the Chicago Sun-Times, Chicago's first full day of Operation Midway Blitz, fear, tension, and a reality show. On an anxiety-filled day for the city, there were sporadic reports of arrests in Chicago's Latino community as hundreds of federal agents move in and many residents hunker down. It is psychotic that there are criminals in our midst, and the media and the narrative from Democrats is we're scared. Are you saying that you're the criminals? Yes. They are always on the side of the bad guys. That's the game, right? Officials in Trump's administration have promised a blitz in Chicago. Illinois Democrats have warned of a reality show spectacle infringing on residents' rights. But the first full day of Operation Midway Blitz played out much like the last few weeks as Trump has teased stepped-up immigration enforcement in the city, with sporadic reports of arrests and rising tension in Chicago's Latino community as hundreds of federal agents move in and many residents hunker down. Details were scarce as videos surfaced of masked federal agents taking people into custody, with a smattering of arrests from the south side to the west suburbs. Trump officials say they're out to tackle crime, which has declined in Chicago over the last few years and hasn't been driven by people lacking legal status. The resulting uncertainty left a typically lively stretch of 47th Street. Have you guys been paying attention to any of the videos I made? I'm not saying I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm saying if you watch all the videos I made where I talked about this, I don't know which part of 47th they're talking about because 47th stretches all the way across the city. But remember when I was saying I never dared cross 47th to the north? We lived in the Midway area. The resulting uncertainty left a typically lively stretch of 47th Street unusually quiet early Tuesday afternoon in Back of the Yards. Oh, okay. I know where that is. Back of the Yards, Chicago. Let's pull that up. Back of the Yards. It's near 90. So this is actually standard South Side. It's not too. Let me see if I can pull this one up. Maybe. All right, you can see it right there. So you can see Midway, bottom left. You can see the dotted outline. That's Back of the Yards. So it's actually really close to where I grew up on 47th Street. And let's just read. This affects all of us, Andraka said. Oh man. The season is typically our busiest as customers prepare for Mexican Independence Day celebrations. It's affecting my business, but I can't blame those who don't want to shop. It's not that they don't want to celebrate. It's because they're scared. They don't want to leave their homes. You left your home already when you came here illegally. This idea that you can come here illegally, celebrate independence for your country in ours. And when we say, bro, you broke in, you can't do that. Sun Times and the liberals act like we're the bad guys. Psychotic. She says, in the past years, Andraka has run out of Mexican flags. This is the United States of America. I'm not tolerating this, man. I talked about it all the time. You know what I want? I want to wake up in the morning on Christmas and you come running down the stairs or, we didn't have 2 stories in our houses in Chicago. They're all like single floors. But you come running into the living room. You look out the window and there's snow everywhere, and there's a Christmas tree with the angel or star on top, depending on what you like, and presents. And there's smiles, and we go to a local diner, and we get pancakes and French toast or whatever, and there's trains going across. That was it. That's what I love. That's how every so often we had those Christmases. We'd go and get our French toast sticks, and we'd see the little Christmas decorations, and we would wave the American flag from our homes. And why did we do it? Why did so many people have flag holders in front of their houses where they put the American flag? You don't have to. And now they're saying they're selling Mexican flags. I am so insanely offended by these people who think they can come, conquer, and colonize our land. What's that? You're complaining about Europeans colonizing? Well, okay, we're in agreement. Colonization is not a good thing, and we're not going to let it persist. How about that? She says, it's a loss of investment, but there's nothing I can do but hope people will come in and buy things. Erica Zinsen, an employee at Dreamcatcher Cafe, said Trump's actions were disrupting the peace in her community. No, I would say the criminals did that. The criminals did that. We're being very cautious as it is, and having ICE come into our neighborhood would be terrifying. Some of my family won't be able to go out as much and do as much as they'd like to, which is devastating. Why? Because they're criminals afraid of getting arrested? This is crazy. We're being very cautious as it is, and having ICE would be terrifying. The source of the fear was laid bare in a video posted to Facebook by Little Village resident Jose Sanchez, showing a man getting arrested at 26th Street in Costner. Really? 26 in Costner? In the Southwest Side neighborhood. Sanchez said he didn't realize that officers arresting a man were ICE agents until he got close enough to see their badges. They're bullies with badges and guns. But they're arresting a criminal. You're the villains. You are the evil. You are the bad guys. A Fox News team riding along with ICE officers witnessed a man arrested outside his Cicero home. Neighbors said immigration authorities arrived at 7:30 a.m. in two unmarked vehicles and took the man as he was attempting to get into his car. Officers broke the car's driver's side window before pulling him out and cuffing him. By afternoon, shards of glass still littered the roads and grass. Are you sure that's not from just like the standard crime in Chicago? Because you walked on any street, you find glass shards. Not literally, I'm being hyperbolic, but it's not uncommon. Rosa Mora and Jose Mora said they heard the news of the arrest from their neighbors who saw it. It's terrible. People are terrorized. You can't even come out of your door just because of your color. Let me clarify this. You can't even, as a criminal, illegal immigrant in this city, walk around without fear that they'll give you a ride home. Yeah. In Chicago, city officials tried to stay abreast of the movement of agents in Chicago police and other local authorities. Alderman Andre Vasquez, 40th, chair of City Council Immigrant Refugee Rights Committee, said his office as of Tuesday afternoon had not seen immigration enforcement to the level of what is being promoted by the president, but he said he's aware of increased ICE activity. Vasquez asked residents to report immigration enforcement sightings to mutual aid groups. Okay. You know, I've talked about civil war a lot in the past. I don't know where we end up, and it seems like we're largely just winning and could avoid the worst of conflict. As I've said many times, civil strife doesn't always lead to civil war. Certainly, there is still a fear of it because of things like this, right? And that's why I bring it up. Not that I'm saying it's a guarantee. There is some kind of cold civil war, but look at this. Their attitude is non-Americans have rights. Law enforcement are bad. They're outright telling you that their alignment as politicians, as a movement, is the destruction of America. We have laws, right? Okay. The law says you can't enter the country illegally. If you do, you'll get arrested and sent home. That's it. That's America. So what would you call it when there are people saying, we don't agree, we will fight this, and you're wrong? You're telling us, the American people who voted for this system, who voted for these laws, that we have no right to our own nation and our own laws. You are the villains, and you will be defeated, and we will win. That's why when I told my friend from Midway about Operation Midway Blitz, he laughed and he was like, hell yeah. Because that's what Americans think about how we can't find jobs, or rent is too high, housing prices are too high. You know what happens when you get rid of the illegal immigrants? They say, but they do jobs nobody wants. All of a sudden, there are more jobs than there are unemployed. So the jobs have to offer more money. And you say, yeah, but then costs go up. Sure, that's standard inflation. But then there's a lot of empty houses. And so landlords who are unable to rent have to sell. But there's a big supply of empty houses, so he's going to have to compete with all the homeowners and the prices come down. People who need to rent have a plethora of options. They'll say, $2,000, I'll give you 18. And they go, hey, it's too low. Okay, well, I got 300 other empty apartments for rent. Someone's going to say yes. And so I'll say, okay, fine, 18. Prices come down. But when you flood the city with low-skilled labor, all those low-skilled jobs do the opposite. They say, buddy, I got a line out the door, people looking for jobs. It's $10 an hour. And you say, that's insane. How am I supposed to live off that? Too bad. Someone will take it. Then you try to find an apartment, and they'll say, listen, buddy, there's no apartments for you, okay? It's $2,000 or nothing. See, this is the problem with mass illegal immigration. It is artificial, and it damages local economics and the community. So I say Operation Midway Blitz, let's go, buddy. This is my hood. This is where I'm from, and I'm for it. Cry more. Smash the like button. Share the show. Stay tuned. More to come. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you all in the next segment.